Well, I don't think he flies under the radar. He's one of the. I mean, he's been a top guy with us ever since he was picked in the first round from Notre Dame. So he's so athletic. He does so many things, and he can go up there one at bat, and he swung at the slider out of the zone. And the next at bat, he's got quick hands, and that bat is through the zone so quick, and he's able to hit in the pool. So he's got all the tools. I mean, he's got hits for power. He's got speed. He's a great defender. He's got a good arm. So he's, when the draft's coming up right now, so you start talking about all these different kids, and I mean, he was a legitimate five-tool guy. He can do it all. So he's still putting it together. He's still a work in progress and working on his game. But if he stays healthy, he's an all-star type player.
He hasn't been included in any of the voting for that
Yeah.
stuff. Do you think he's not getting the respect he deserves?
Again, just like Goldie, we're not winning enough games to get on the radar with some people in baseball, and we don't. Our votes from home have not probably been as many as some of the places in the league. So we just have to do better as a group to get all these guys some notoriety. But they're playing their tails off, and tonight they showed a lot of heart after a tough one last night, and then getting ahead, and then all of a sudden falling behind in one inning. It was really impressive.
How disheartening was the sixth after the way you played up to that point, and then how you came back after that?
I mean, it was tough. I felt like we were trying to, we brought those pitchers in to get those outs, and we just couldn't get them. So it frustrates you because they've done it, especially Ramirez has been great at getting out of those jams. So he may have been a little bit not ready. I think I brushed him a little bit down in the bullpen, but I really trust him so much. I wanted to get those outs. So the first guy, I think he just wasn't able to throw a strike and got in a hole. But they did a good job. That's I know Johnny Gomes well, and he can hit a fastball, and he smoked it off the wall. And those guys are veteran guys, really good hitters. So it's the same with Przinsky. I mean, this guy continues to get big hits, and it's just impressive.
How much credit for AJ's homers? Should some of the credit go to Ender? Seemed to make the kind of nervous on the bases a little bit.
Yeah, I think so. I think that's a good point. I think Ender's ability to steal bases and make things happen, just get on base, period. With a guy on first base, the pitcher has to pay attention to him a little bit. So, yeah, there's probably is something to that.
Is this as much respect as a player can get going?
Yeah, it's getting there, isn't it? And he deserves it. I mean, I can't say I would do anything different than they're doing or any of these teams because, the one time they do pitch to him, it's a double in the gap. So he's just a special guy.
How hard is it after you walk 4 times to still be so plugged in?
It's not easy.
You swing, you hit it.
That's just who he is. He's locked in from the time I think he gets up at home.
So how do you,
Well,
game plan around that?
yeah, we'll do some things. We'll mix it up. We'll put some. Like I said, it's not easy to hit behind him, and I thought Mark had some good at bats tonight behind him. Hit the ball to the wall. Thought it was going to get off the wall. Some of the other ones just didn't swing at the right pitches, but he's done okay behind him. David, as soon as he gets healthier, hits behind him. Maybe we'll put Pollock behind him. We'll just see. We'll mix and match like we have all year.
With David, what was the reason for
He just had the finger. He got hit bunting in Milwaukee. Felt like he was good to go. Told me he could go, and then during BP, I asked him, and he kind of hedged a little bit on it. And I said, "Listen, there's no reason to be a hero, and let's just get you a little healthier." I mean, they all play not at 100% all the time, but he wasn't to the point where he felt really comfortable with it. So give him a couple more days because he was in BP, was hitting balls up in the seats, no problem. It's just he didn't feel like with the higher velocity he'd be able to handle it yet. But he could have pinch hit. He was ready to go in the ninth if we needed him.
As much as teams have been taking the bat out of Goldie's hands recently, is it nice to see kind of the rest of the lineup start to come
Yeah.
through and power the team?
I think partially or part of it is they see this and it gets them fired up to get up there and hit. And Tomas had a great at bat, got that RBI single. So, yeah, I think it does help. And the bottom of the order, and Owen swung the bat much better tonight, and Ahmed's been swinging it, so it's a big help.
How was Ender's neck after that?
He's good. He was good all night. It was pretty ugly the way it happened, and then didn't have any complaints. We'll see how he feels tomorrow with a day game.
He holds the glove up when he goes down.
Yeah.
If he had to David?
Probably, yeah, and I had to. You know, we haven't worked with Tomas in the outfield. We're going to have to start doing that to get him ready to be able to play some outfield too.
Head first into the gravel, into the wall there.
Yeah, I think into the security guard.
Keep it out of the
I think he kicked him in the head.
That says not a lot of players think that.
Yeah. Well, we had the hockey guy out there yesterday, so I think he was inspired by him.
What'd you say out of Collmenter?
What I see out of him? He battled. He obviously started a little shaky, and I thought he really got into a nice groove. And I think it hurt the last inning when the guy bunted for the hit. You know, we allowed that. We probably got a little too cute with our defense and didn't have Nick in far enough. Because Nick can make that play. We're confident in that. But he kind of laid back when he didn't bunt on the second pitch. So that was probably our fault on the bench.
Next step for him, trying to just go a little deeper, maybe?
Well, he's got to get outs. And so the way he pitches, if it takes him 100 pitches to get 5-6 innings, then that's what we get. But he's already shown us he can throw a complete game in San Francisco. So I think he's getting back to that point where maybe he can get deeper in games.
Is it kind of nice to see? He seems to be, his last three have been pretty solid and kind of rebounded from that rough stretch he was in.
Yeah. I mean, his velocity's up a little bit, 86, 87, but it's up there. It's not 83, 84. So he feels better about it, and he's just a tough guy, and that's why he's been our number one guy, and we feel really, really good every time he pitches.